EnterTalk Radio, your in to all things music.
Welcome to Sharpen the AXE. Explore the bleeding edge of guitar and bass gear. Discover a sound uniquely your own and cut through the noise. With your hosts, Eric Lucero and Paul Berezetsky.
Different way to do an intro. What's up, guys? I'm Eric Lucero.
I'm Paul Berezetsky.
Of Sharpen the AXE and EnterTalk Radio, powered by Pitbull Audio. And as you can see, we got some awesome G&Ls in our hands right here, which we just did a little jam on. But before we start, how are you, Paul?
I'm pretty good, How are you?
Good, good. I'm happy to be here, happy to have all this cool gear around us we get to play with today. Now, Paul, do you have any experience at all with G&L instruments?
A little bit. I never owned one. I messed around on a couple of basses here and there. Just always guitars at Pitbull Audio when I'm down there. Always grab one off the wall almost every time.
Which is where all of these came from. They're all available at Pitbull Audio. Now, for those of you at home who don't know, G&L is George Fullerton and Leo Fender, as in the Fender guitars. Mm-hmm. After he sold Fender to CBS in, I think it was 1968 or something, he started Music Man. After Music Man, this was his last venture through his death, George and Leo, G&L Guitars. And they are pretty much Fender evolved. They took everything he learned from the previous decades of experience making awesome instruments, and he upgraded and I almost said evolutionized, I almost made up a word, but an evolution of his ideas for sure.
Now, we were talking before the show, you mentioned, I never heard this part, that Leo decided to sell Fender to CBS because he thought he was dying?
Yeah, if I have the story right, he had gotten a incorrect diagnosis. I forgot what it was for exactly, but he thought he was dying, so that's why he sold Fender to CBS in the late 60s there. Wow. And then he got a second opinion, found out he wasn't dying, and then went right back into it with Music Man.
That's crazy.
Right, yeah. It's I don't know what I would do with myself if I found out, oh wait, I'm not dying, and you have that re-energized feeling, oh crap, I'm gonna live?
I'd have been like, dope, my company. I wanted back CBS. You're just gonna fuck it up.
Sure, yeah, that would be a good history episode of all the stuff that went from Fender to Fender owned by CBS, and I like a lot of that weird stuff that they put out at that time, like the Starcaster.
I didn't realize it was in '68. I thought it was later than that. It was back in '68 that it got sold.
I want to say it was 1968. Yeah, I hope I'm not wrong on that, but yeah, sometime in the late '60s. Yeah, but yeah, I should also point out that there's two series of or two kind of classes of sorts of G&L. There's the USAs, which we have 4 USAs here, and 2 tributes. The tributes are the Indonesian built, but they are budget friendly but super high quality still. Now, what we opened up and jammed with here, in Paul's arms right there, is the Legacy, which has a the classic silhouette of the the Stratocaster, but it is a rad guitar, maple neck, rosewood fretboard, and the single coils there, which you seem to be enjoying. Now, something that tricked you when you were trying it out beforehand is it doesn't have the standard volume tone. Those two tone controls are actually passive treble bass. One is a bass cut, one is a treble cut.
So that's our bass cut, and this is our normal treble cut.
There you go.
Which could be actually more useful, like having two separate treble controls for different pickups sometimes annoys me.
Yeah, right, just for that,
And on my Strat, I have just the tone, the middle one controls all of them, and this actually brings in the bridge pickup to, so I could have...
Oh, that's right, yeah.
These two, point the camera. I could have this combo or all three together, kind of blended in. It's pretty cool. But this is funky too.
Yeah, you're mostly a single coil guy, right? Even when you play out.
I usually switch throughout the night. Mostly a single coil. Some of the heavier stuff I have to jump on a Les Paul if I need humbuckers for.
That's right. But when you go to single coil guitar, your Strat or your warm with parts caster.
Yeah.
So from your experience with Strats and your parts caster, what do you feel different so far since you've been picking up this legacy here?
I mean, it feels very Stratty, very, very chunky. I mean, it kind of feels like a Strat. I mean, this is obviously the kind of typical G&L bridge is a little bit different. It's a two-point floating.
2-point fulcrum, yeah.
Yeah, which is a lot, from what I understand, better for reducing friction for when you're doing this kind of stuff. But yeah, it really kind of feels like a really, really well-made Strat.
One of the features I like to point out that's one of those things that's forgotten about in these conversations is there's some Strats that have that bad fret roll-off. This one right here is built with a nut width of 1 11/16, but the string spacing is 1 5/8, so it prevents that string roll-off issue on the high and low E there.
Nice drum too.
Yeah, right. Nice solid. It's not a screw in. It's a friction put it in there one.
But then you can't do your like Poison.
I have never been brave enough to do that on anything I have with a vibrato, except for a Floyd Rose, which I end up breaking strings.
Yeah, you need a battle-tested Floyd Rose.
Yeah, a solid Floyd Rose. So we've been hearing it clean now. We did a different thing today where we kind of have a split rig thing going on, plus the bass going DI. But tell me about your Crunchy Frog here.
This is my pretty much go-to overdrive for when I gig out. I really like this pedal. It's not crazy heavy, but it's really, really musical and ballsy and punchy. And I got a boost switch too that's pretty useful. And I got this thing for a song. I got it for like 50, 60 bucks.
Really?
Yeah.
Rad. Yeah. Nice. Let's hear it clean and hear it dirty.
That's kind of everything is dimed out. This has a blend knob on it, which could be pretty useful.
Nice, yeah, that clean blend.
So it's pretty bluesy overall, but with a cranked up amp, it could get some not quite distortion, but close enough.
It's a great rhythm sound.
Yeah. And what I like to do with it is I usually stage it with like another overdrive before it. Actually, that guy up there, if you guys can see the blues driver that came off my board, also that's a Keeley modded blues driver. So I usually keep that one at kind of just a little bit of drive, and I'll put it in front of this one. And if I need an extra bit of juice, I throw them both on.
We'll have to do an episode of just gain staging one day and how you can stack things together, because that is a fun art and science on its own. I try to avoid. I like to have just one box I go to, but I've opened myself up to it lately.
Yeah, and it's cool because this kind of has a vintagey bluesy sound, and throwing that in front of it gives it a little bit more. I want to say modern sort of tone, or just different, not so 70-ish sounding.
Cuts a little more, right?
Yeah.
Nice. So moving on, just to what the other half of that opening jam was right here, this J5. It's the classic J bass, but evolved for the G&L stylings. Rosewood fretboard version on a maple neck, and volume, and tone. But it's a pretty sweet sounding bass. I know I play the same song every time on a J bass, but screw it. But it is a snappy single coil bass still. It's when I have the two volumes, PJ or in J bass style like this, I roll down this one just a bit, and I kind of like that. Opens up and gets a little bit more kind of honky responsive. Yeah, there we go, a little bit of distortion. Yeah. Now actually, since we have the 5 and there's a lot of heavy players, like Aaron from Red Fang is playing G&Ls. These are great for those looking for heavier tones and not just the classic sound wanting guys. So. Oof. I'll try that again. Right?
Yeah, I love jazz bass sounds. I play a jazz on the rare occasion that I do play bass nowadays. I don't always play bass, but when I do,
it's a jazz. It's they've been so underrated in my opinion, and it seems like recently some people are starting to open up to the G&L line of basses, and there's so many cool ones. We have the SB2 tribute version up there, and the Kiloton, which is one of their new designs behind me. We'll get to those later. But the SB one, which Aaron from Red Fang plays, or the one that really opened me up, we don't have one around, I would have brought it, is the ASATs, which is the Telecaster shape. To see an actual Telecaster shaped bass when I first saw one, I thought was so cool. And it was a semi-hollow with 2 humbuckers. Just badass in my opinion. But yeah, these are great, awesome sounding instruments for sure.
Very cool. You want to swap out for a second?
Let's do a little bit of a swap.
And before we do that, just before I forget, we're still doing the ultimate support pedal board giveaway. So
yes.
The board you see here is here for a reason. It's supposed to whet your appetite.
Yeah, and, to enter, because I mean, it's a $199 value. It's got so many cool features, such as the cable management hooks, the brackets for your power supply.
And while I was setting this up this afternoon, those wire brackets were awesome. Went right for them. They're a very cool way to get your setup clean. So we're going to be giving 2 of these every week starting this week and then going through December 1st, I believe. So go to EnterTalkRadio.com, and right on our front page you should see a banner for this. Click on it, enter. There's several ways to enter. The more ways you enter, the better your chances of winning. So enter, share it on social media, on Facebook, retweet a tweet, gives you more entries and more chances to win, and we got a whole ton of them, and thanks
thank
a ton to Ultimate Support for providing these pedal boards for us.
It is a great product, and it also, we need to utilize this at some point soon, but it has the
I'm going to learn to sing by next episode, I promise.
You're going to sing us a ballad right off the pedal board with your mic stand that attaches right there.
Every rose has its thorn.
I'm expecting that next time.
I haven't played bass in a while. I don't know what to play now.
It is But I mean, still, it's a great demonstration of how just snappy that thing is and how much attack it has. And another thing I wanted to point out about this is how light it is.
It's really
less
light.
than 8 pounds, made of Empress, which is now becoming a little bit more of a common wood. It sounds like swamp ash. I actually don't know which family it exactly belongs in, but the reason it's becoming popular is for that exact reason. That is a
light.
under 8 pound 5-string jazz bass, which is pretty incredible.
Balanced right here in the center, pretty much.
And a beautiful, beautiful Fiesta red, but as it's become a common issue these days of people looking for lighter weight instruments, and Empress and Kaya, which is a type of mahogany that's lighter, have come into the picture as great tone woods that are just lighter weight and easy on the back.
Yeah.
Let me try something. I want to try with your crunchy frog right here.
I thought you were gonna.
Nice. Oh no, I was just gonna try something just guitar, but
Oh, go
so
for
that's
it.
still yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's,
sorry. I thought.
So we were showing how you did some great funky lines on there. It shows how great this can be on the clean side. Those looking for a good, fun, clean guitar. But I always like how bright these single coils are.
Yeah.
And they got great attack on them, as you can hear right there. But I wish I had brought a fuzz for the neck pickup to show that. But
In some trouble.
this is a really awesome sounding single coil instrument,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
dig this frosted silver finish on it is just awesome looking. Also, if you happen to be a guy in Raider Nation looking for a single coil guitar, you have found your perfect axe right here. But I definitely dig this with the the PTB tone system here, passive treble bass. Would you consider it an option for your single coil arsenal?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. Plays great. I just always kind of gravitate to the single coils. They cut through better. You can tell what you're doing. Like I with humbucker sometimes I tend to kind of get lost.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on. Like it's.
Gets a little bit confusing,
Yeah. With the single coils, they always cut right through. There's you have to kind of watch it. Sometimes you could run into like under power situations where. Like I don't have time to switch guitars in the middle of a set, and it's like Sweet Child of Mine is up next, and I'm just stuck playing it on the Strat, and that doesn't always cut it.
Kick on the booster and hope for the best.
Hope for the best,
yeah.
exactly.
It's times where like stuff like dark boosters, which I remember Debbie Ever used to make, would come in handy. Excuse me, kick up your low end a little and thicken it up. But we'll have to bring those in another time. Now to jump back for a second to the jazz bass there, the J5, excuse me. Have you found yourself looking for lighter instruments on purpose ever? Has that been an issue for you yet?
Well, because I really haven't played bass consistently in a long time, so really it's more of an issue with bass. With guitar, not so much. It is what it is.
I'll actually say that is a very common question we get at Pitbull Audio. I see you guys have 5, 6, 7 in stock. Can you guys find out which is the lightest and let me
really?
know? So now we weigh all the guitars when they come in, at least on the more expensive ones, because that's such a common question. People want to know. Like I forgot exactly what that is. I want to say that's like 7.5 or 7.7, just under 8 somewhere, and that right over there is 7.3 pounds on the Kiloton. Both Empress bodies, and I mean, they're great sounding instruments.
Yeah, the Strat that I play is fairly light. It's Swamp Ash.
Nice.
I don't have the Les Paul it's heavier for sure, but it's not like one of those giant Gibson bricks or anything like that.
Nice. Yeah.
But you can definitely start feeling the ache though at the end of the night. So lighter is definitely good.
Yeah, there's times where I start to think about it. Like that white guitar I bring in is 9.1 pounds, and even when I'm on the couch at home, my leg starts to get numb after sitting with it for a while, and I lean it on the couch itself for it to take the weight and just kind of play around it. But yeah, it's at least there's companies now that are looking out for the consumer, for their potential players that maybe have a disability or just have back problems and are looking for a lighter J bass so they can still get up and gig for 2 hours.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about the tone block on that thing. Is it just like chrome polished, or what's that made of?
Oh, the one that's inside here?
Yeah, inside there, sure.
Yeah, it's just really. It's actually just really polished, which I thought was another kind of neat feature.
But what's it made of?
To be honest, I think it just might be brass with a plating
like
on it. Yeah.
Plating. That's pretty cool. I noticed that.
It all works with this 2-point system, which seems to have a fan club on its own. Like when we get to the Doheny, which is on the next half of the show, people were so excited they could get an offset instrument that has a 2-point bridge, because a lot of people don't like the offset bridge. I love the offset bridge. Mm-hmm. Not everyone has to like it. But that'll be on the next half of the show. Well, actually, you know what? Let's jump quick.
Yeah.
We'll put that back over there, because before we get into playing the next ones, I'll get into some of the other toys I brought here in front of me. So, with the Doheny in my arms here, I brought for my drive on my side the Rockaway from J. Rockett Audio Designs, which is based here in San Diego. So this is actually a signature model pedal for Steve Stevens, who has been for forever, I'm pretty sure, Billy Idol's guitar tech. So the Archer, which is their Klon Centaur clone, which has been very popular, they added a 6-band EQ to this. And I have it at noon on the gain and none of this on, but let's hear this Doheny real quick. Just as a bit of a boost.
The EQ right on there is got to be super useful.
Yeah, so how about you mess with these and show what their ranges are?
I'm gonna scoop you out. Shape so much with just this middle,
right? I wonder how much the audience at home hates my keyless playing at this point.
Really nice and responsive EQ.
That's why this has been my preferred one out of the J. Rockett sort of Klon Centaur clones of the Archer, the Icon, and now the Rockaway. This is so useful.
Yeah.
And it's such a great drive that it can push your amp, or you can really just crank things up and get a nasty. Just to show it can do, it doesn't just do the bluesy thing, but it can actually get quite nasty if you want it to. But yeah, that mid control does so much cool stuff.
So it seems like the EQ is actually part of the gain stage, right?
Yes, it absolutely is. So you can accent which band you want distorting and pushing, or if you want to pull it out for the cut and that scooping sort of thing. And what we're feeding the Rockaway into is the Moog MF Chorus, the Mini Fugger, which is a really, really cool analog chorus of Bucket Brigade, which is a bunch of little delay chips that feed into each other. Let's make it really deep for a second.
Nice.
That's why I like this one, as you can tell. It gets nice and weird. Let's make it a little less weird.
I don't think you've played a single correct note there.
I never would I, really. Well, we're gonna hear this one a lot more in the second half with the 2 more G&L basses and 2 more G&L guitars we have with us. Lots and lots of fun to come.
Yep, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. This is Sharpen the AXE on EnterTalk Radio.
Powered by Pitbull Audio, where you can find all the stuff.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
This is Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove. Come join me weekly on my journey through the music business as I take you behind the velvet rope, interviewing industry notables such as Al Di Meola, Michael McDonald, and Al Jarreau, to name but a few. Listen to their stories on being in the studios recording #1 hits and onto the stages throughout the globe. Allow me to be your music historian. You can hear me live every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time or 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com. Ready to get your groove on?
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on EnterTalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on EnterTalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Welcome to Sharpen the AXE. Explore the bleeding edge of guitar and bass gear. Discover a sound uniquely your own and cut through the noise. With your hosts, Eric Lucero and Paul Berezetsky.
Nice. We are back on the second half with all this awesome G&L gear. How you feeling about that ASAT in your arms there?
I dig it. Still always confused as to why you would put a single coil in a bridge and a humbucker in the neck, but that's just me.
You don't like the Keith Richards thing, really?
I don't know.
It
just seems counterintuitive for me.
Not your thing. Not your thing, though.
Well, I would have to kind of play around with it and see maybe I like it.
It's called the Bluesboy. It's called the ASAT Bluesboy. I thought you would be so into it. Now I feel like I've just disappointed you by putting a neck humbucker telly style in your hands there.
Actually, no, it's cool.
I guilted you into it.
You guilted me.
That's it. I gotta say, this thing here is on sale right now for $349, and this thing is a steal.
Wow.
Maple neck, rosewood fretboard, swamp ash body, and those MFD pickup in the bridge, and I think it's an Alnico 5 humbucker in the neck. But that is pretty great.
Dude,
sounding. How about you give us a demo?
This does not play like a $300 guitar.
Yeah, you liking it? Nice, very nice.
Very cool. And this is one of the Indonesian ones, I take it?
Yes, the Tribute series, yeah. The ASAT Classic Bluesboy. And yeah, I would snatch this up while you can. Right now it's on sale for $349, but that is a great sounding guitar. How about we hear it clean?
My Rolling Stones game is not strong.
mine isn't that great either, yeah.
I forgot all the riffs.
So would you feel good taking that on gig? Does it feel like a great guitar for the price?
Yeah, absolutely. I've never been a huge telly guy, but yeah, this plays great.
easy, affordable. I mean, that really is a great steal right there.
Yeah.
So over
what do you
here,
got?
so people had been wanting G&L to make a offset design for years, and very recently they finally put them out. This is the Doheny in a beautiful surf green. It's got a new version of the MFD single coils here. It's got the PTB like on the Legacy that was on before, so the bass and treble passive tone controls, and the 2-point bridge, a Rosewood fretboard on this one. I posted on the Sharpen the AXE Facebook page recently a great one that came in royal metallic purple burst.
Oh yeah, I remember
with
that.
the maple fretboard and block inlays, which I loved.
That thing didn't last at the store very long.
No, not very long at all, but we do have 2 more coming, and one has a Rosewood fretboard with white blocks. So I'll definitely post that up when it comes, but it is just a killer sounding, surf-inspired guitar. Turn that off.
I like that middle position.
Is a great feeling guitar. And I actually like the way it drives pretty good as well.
How trashy this gets when you kind of crank up those mids.
Yeah, it really does get that snarly, trashy sound.
Great sounding pickups. I dig that pedal.
Right, yeah. The Rockaway is a really great tool. You can make it cut, you can make it whine and honk. It's definitely awesome, and it's actually working really well with these pickups.
Yeah.
For those that are familiar with G&L, they have had these MFDs around for quite a while, but this is a new version of them for the Doheny, and I really have been digging these things. And I would even almost drop them into a Jazzmaster instead of the pickups on a Jazzmaster. Honestly, these are so cool.
Do you know what's new about those?
I do not know the exact magic in there, but they were revoiced for this. They are the things our customers have said so far is kind of throwing an esoteric term out there, but jazzier, a sort of warmer but a really snappy attack on them, which especially in the neck is kind of nice.
You want to hear it clean?
Oh yeah. Well, almost forgot I was in drop D, but. That is a very, very cool instrument, and they are flying off the shelves. I mean, everyone we get in lasts barely a week. I was lucky I was able to snag this one and get it in. And we're going to have all kinds of great deals coming up from November through December on G&L instruments, guitars, basses, whatever. So you can always contact me, Eric, at Pitbull Audio. Just call in, ask for me, and if we can get you custom-made your dream USA G&L or find the perfect tribute, like that one he's finger picking there. Very nice. Now let's move on. Why don't we check out some of the other ones we brought, right?
Sure.
So let's check out the SB2 tribute that you got right over there.
This one's a little chunkier, I think.
Yes, that is a little bit more weighty. I don't remember the weight on this one. That is a basswood body, maple neck, rosewood fretboard, and it's individual volumes. And goes for, as you can see on the tag, $5.99 per month, or $5.99
per month.
Yeah, I know, that was wow.
It's just lease
It's
for 36 months.
My eyes just drifted towards the ketchup and mustard lettering there and said 55 per month.
Per month.
But it's $5.99.
That's pretty sweet too. Zero interest financing for 12 months.
There you go. That's a pretty good deal.
Not bad. Very nice. Man, my bass guy, I don't know what to play on bass. It's been so long. I don't know any riffs except the really, really cheesy ones.
You want to get corny on us? There we go.
How corny can a white boy get when he's playing his G&L bass? Right,
Oh, you want to trade?
Yeah.
Here, you can test out the chorus after this, but this thing is so much fun to just hit around and beat. Although, if you do want to play something nice and clean with them and just get the P bass pickup going, cut out that, it does sound pretty neat still. So you can get as clean as you want to, but this bass just shines in my eyes, just driven, just nice and pushed. Oh, wow. Driving the hell out of this. A little bit too much, or?
Yeah, very cool. It's got really nice bright attack on it. It's really conducive to this kind of grungy distortion.
Is definitely a killer, solid bass. Now, because I skipped it when I had that in my arms, let's jump back for a minute so we can check out this Moog chorus here. Because Moog is a well-known name in synths, but a lot of people are not so sure about their pedals. Let's check this out. That's one of the cool parts of this pedal is that the delay and feedback time on it, the feedback you can think of as repeats like on a delay, and the time there is the delay time for how close that signal follows. You can let it run away on itself too, and it'll kind of do this oscillating thing.
Cool.
All the way back to normal 80s goodness.
This thing is more fun than a barrel full of monkeys.
Right? And all apologies to Paul Shedden. I forgot to bring the expression pedal today, which you can hook this into and control with.
What does it control?
I believe it is the rate on here.
Okay.
But this is a underrated, in my opinion, a chorus pedal right here. It can do it all vibrato. It can do just milkshake thick chorus, and it can do all those weird when you max out the delay and feedback. And it just runs away.
I swear I'm playing the right notes.
I have it in drop D, yeah. I should have warned you about that, yeah.
I thought it was an effect that it was doing.
Oh.
It was warping something this badly.
Yeah, that's, should have warned you about that, yeah.
So it could do just run-of-the-mill standard chorus.
Yeah, or you can take it out to its extremes and do some really neat things with it. But yeah, it's a really neat effect. I always forget, do you have one on yours?
Yeah.
Yeah? And you just use the standard Boss, or is it a different one?
It's, what was it called? It's like a build your own, where they sent you a kit.
Oh, the BYOC, Build Your Own Clone?
Yeah, Build Your Own
Great
Clone.
company.
It was one of those. I didn't build it myself. I got it secondhand on Craigslist for someone who put it. I would have screwed it up if I tried to solder all those tiny parts together. I'm not that nimble.
Never gone for that, no?
I thought about it. I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, that is a long road to go down. I'd like to be down that level sometime, but
But it's
so far no.
It's pretty dope. I think it's supposed to model those like 80s Boss choruses.
Like the CE2.
Yeah, the Japanese CE2s.
Nice.
It's kind of got like, you could get a really nice, lush Gilmore-y kind of chorus out of it. It's pretty awesome.
Now, is this too extreme for you, or would you think of throwing this on if you had the chance?
That might be a little too crazy. I mean, it's the regular chorus. I mean, I'm kind of very sparse with chorus anyway. Mm-hmm. I don't know, just depending on what you're doing. If I'm in a band where I want to try and experiment with spacey stuff, for sure. That's not really what I've been doing too much lately. All of it's just been kind of like cover gigs.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I would do with it on one of those. But if you're into original stuff and, you know, playing around with soundscapes, this is definitely cool to check out.
Yeah, I would definitely suggest it for the atmospheric and ambient type of players. This thing is pretty crazy. Definitely fun, and I mean, snatch them up while you can for sure. These mini Fuggers from Moog. Now we have, I think, one bass left, is that it?
I think that's it.
Wow, we've gone through everything else. Now this has been my favorite.
And then, let's see.
Here, I'll do the bass.
We're on the same channel with this guitar, so I'm going to swap.
Oh, swap cables, there we go.
Come on.
So right here, we have the Kiloton, which is one of G&L's latest designs. It's got this single MFD pickup that you can do with this switch right here, a parallel, a single coil, or series, then single coil in the middle, or parallel in the back. Empress body, less than 7.5 pounds, like the J5 over there. Maple fretboard with these blocks, which is that Geddy Lee sort of look. I really like this a lot. Let's see. And I have it in the series right now. Whoops. Let's do the single coil. And in the parallel in the back there. It's nice and versatile, man. And with the maple fretboard and neck, this thing is just bright. I really do not know how to do anything to funk, really. Not bass, nothing. But we try. We try on the show at least. But yeah, no more of me slapping either. That's I just can't do funk, man. I'm not you.
No worries.
But this could do funk, I assure you. I'm just not a great person to demonstrate that. But,
Cedric, get in here, play some funk for
yeah. But I think where this thing really stands, though, is for the distorted type of bass, just like I am.
Give him some kind of rock groove.
Let's see what you do. Let's see how you do to a Death from Above riff. How about that? I like that. It's almost fuzzy. This is a killer sounding bass. It's powerful as hell. I definitely have learned to dig these. This one in particular, when it came into the store, just wowed me. I mean, again, it's less than 7.5 pounds with the Empress body, so it's got a little bit of that swamp ash sort of feel, but it is a very cool instrument. And I also learned that Blueburst with a maple fretboard looks really cool together.
It does. Yeah, I dig it. What are the prices for both of these?
That is $17.99, or actually I think $14.99 for that one right there. This right here is $17.99, $5.99 for the SB2. Right now the sale for the ASAT Bluesboy is $3.49. The J5, I don't know off the top of my head, and I believe it is also $1,800 for the Legacy, the silver one from earlier.
This plays awesome.
Right?
There you go. You can funk.
Nice.
This is one of those guitars that just plays itself.
Yeah, it definitely is in that category, but it is meant to get into your hands, be played the way you want to play it. The G&L Doheny, the G&L Tribute Series ASAT Bluesboy Deluxe, the G&L SB2 Tribute Series, the Kiloton Legacy, and the J5. I'm Eric Lucero.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I'm Paul Berezetsky. Thanks for watching.
Thank you very much for watching Sharpen the Axe on EnterTalk Radio, powered by Pitbull Audio.
Catch you next time.
Later.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on EnterTalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear from Eclectica Studios. I'm a full-time mixing and recording engineer. I work with Grammy winners, labels, and indie artists, using state-of-the-art digital mixing and restoration tools and the very best in analog gear. Really, though, it's my ability to bring tracks to life and fulfill your vision for your music. This has made me sought after by producers and artists worldwide. So spend your time working on music and not chasing a mix down a rabbit hole. Go to timdolbear.com and check out our free one-song mix offer.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have